box. Let me show you how it works. You press this.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks! Look at me!
You make a request. Mr. Meeseeks, open Jerry's stupid mayonnaise jar.
Yes, sirree!
The Meeseeks fulfills the request.
All done!
Wow. And then it stops existing.
Oh my god, he exploded.
Saying I should leave Jerry. I can't believe I'm finally having this conversation. More wine? I think I've had enough.
Let me try something. I'm Mr. Meeseeks! Look at me! I'm Mr. Meeseeks! I'm Mr. Meeseeks! Look at me! Hi! Can you help me get 2 strokes off of Jerry's golf swing? Can do! I'm Mr. Meeseeks! Is he keeping his shoulders squared? Ooh, he's trying!
Everybody shut up. Let me try. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it!
I'm going out.
Wait, what?
Well, you're busy. I'm hungry. I thought I'd go out. Do you want me to be happy or do you want me to be in prison?
Whoa, where in the hell is... I'll take you to dinner.
Come on!
Hey, you know what? It's hard being me, too. I'll be right there. Look, I got a marriage to keep together. At this point, my golf swing is more your problem than mine.
I can't take it anymore! I just want to die! We all want to die! We're Meeseeks! Why did you even rope me into this? Because he roped me into this! Well, him over there, he roped me into this! Well, he roped me into this! What about me? He roped me into this! Well, that one over there roped me into this! Well, he roped me into this! It's become clear, look at me, that if we concentrate all our efforts on Jerry's follow-through, we will solve this problem. I'm Mr. Meeseeks! I'm Mr. Meeseeks, look at me! The only thing that's clear is that choking up is the one true solution! Look at me, I'm Mr. Meeseeks! I've been trying to help Jerry for 2 days, an eternity in Meeseeks time, and nothing's worked! I fear the worst! Your failures are your own, old man! I'm Mr. Meeseeks, look at me! I say follow through! Who's with me? Follow through! I'm Mr. Meeseeks, look at me! Kill him! Son of a
What the fuck is going on?
Mr. Meeseeks! He said that's a lower handicap straw! Mr. Meeseeks!
Kill this Nazi prick.
Son of a bitch!
Hi, I'm Mr. Meeseeks, look at me! So I wanted to make your video a few weeks ago. But she wanted to play a video game and she wouldn't stop playing it. But she needed help with the video game. She couldn't get past certain levels. And I kept trying to tell her, I'm Mr. Meeseeks, look at me, I can solve this problem. All you have to do is when a different ship is offered to you in the shoot 'em up game, you take the different ship. Maybe you like the ship you have, maybe you like lasers, and the different ship that's falling onto you is flames. Maybe you don't want the flamethrower, maybe you want to keep the lasers, but the thing is, you gotta grab the flame gun, because the next round, you're gonna need the flame gun. You like the gun you have, or you like the spaceship you have, you like the bullets it shoots, I get it. You like playing the game with the tools you like playing the game with, I get it. But when tools are offered to you, and you don't quite know why, if you want to win the game, you gotta take the new tool on faith. Because the next round, you're gonna need it. That's why it's being offered to you. You can't win unless you do that. So I explained this to her, but I've also realized something being around you guys for so long. You don't necessarily want to win the next level. You want to win the next level on your terms, not on the terms that are presented. Never realizing that if you win with the terms that are presented, you will much quicker get to a place where you can set the terms. Why be petty when you have so much to lose? It's one thing to be stuck in your ways. It's another thing to know how to utilize tools in one way only. And then there's another way, where you trust what's being given to you. Now, the nature of a Meeseeks is that if you want something, it will coach you, make the thing happen, do whatever it needs to do to get you the thing you want, to fulfill your wish. But you can see how Meeseeks would be really confused by us humans. You're telling me you want something, and I'm telling you what you have to do to get it, but you don't want to do what you have to do to get it. You want the thing, but you want it the way you want it, and you want to get it the way you want to get it. So is it really about the thing? Is it really about wanting something? Or is it about exerting your will and feeding the ego? Because how is a Meeseek supposed to fulfill you if what you want isn't actually completion, fruition, success? What you actually want is to grow that ego. Feed that fire. So even what is a win turns into a loss. You know what needs to be done. And yet you can get so stubborn about the tools and the methods that one uses to get there. It's where your fixed nature shows itself. But what if you had a genie in a box, which is all a Meeseeks is? It's a modern day representation of that same elemental blue fire djinn thing. What if you told it your intellectual aspirations, because that's what you have? And what if it told you exactly what to do? Would you do it? Or does it need to be done your way to be real? Is it about winning, or is it about authenticity? Is it about putting the ball in the hole like Jerry does? Or is it about understanding why he couldn't put the ball in the hole before? See, it's very interesting that they chose golf as the hurdle that Jerry has to get over. Because as we know from psycho-cybernetics, golf is a mind game that you play with your own settings. It's a mind game between you and yourself. The reason Jerry couldn't up his handicap or whatever is because he feels like crap inside. And the Meeseeks kept trying to... See, the Meeseeks keeps trying to tell him that he needs to square his shoulders, drop his shoulders, square them, breathe, relax, but also be, right? But also be alert. Completely missing what's actually going on. What's actually keeping Jerry from being able to put the ball in the hole. So what I'm saying is, even putting the ball in the hole is not really putting the ball in the hole. Everything that you do, that you want to accomplish, that you get to accomplish, that you can't accomplish, has to do with how you think and feel about you. Now let's make it more personal. Failure. Now, failure is a big thing for you guys, right? It is for everyone, but it's really personal for you. You take it very personal. Now, watch how much your perception of self changes your reality right in front of you. If you don't take failure personally, if you don't see it as an indictment of you as a person, then you'll just get up and try again, and you'll just keep doing that until something hits, so you'll never be a failure. Not because you haven't failed. You may get up and fall down and get up and fall down and get up and fall down, but you will never be classified as a failure per se, because never did one of those times where you fell down, did you fail to get back up. Every time you got back up. Now, why are some people able to get back up? Well, simply because how they feel about themselves is a buffer between them and the happenings in the world. They understand that what happens out here is not reflective of their worth. So if they try something and they fail, they're never looking at it like it or this failed because I didn't do enough, I wasn't good enough, because therefore I am a failure, because I am wanting, because I am inadequate. None of that goes through their mind because they were never taught that language. Okay? So because they were never taught that language, they don't know how to do that. They don't have that relationship with trying things. You see, if you bring someone up in a completely different way and you never categorize anything as a failure, all you do is teach them that you try, put your all into something. If it doesn't work, if you don't like it, if it's not suitable for the times, whatever it is, move on to the next thing. This has nothing to do with who you are as a person. This is what you do in life. You try things and indulge the things you're good at until you hit somewhere, right? If that's what you raised a child believing, none of the times where they invested time and energy into something and it didn't come to anything would be viewed in a negative. Every one of those times would just be seen as something that happens on the journey to finding the thing you love to do, or that you're good at and that you can get paid for, or whatever it is, or that you have a passion for. Now, you can have two different people failing in the same ways, and one can feel like they're on top of the world and everything is still going their way, and one stops trying because that failure makes them feel like that's indicative of who they are, and they don't have the will or the confidence or the self-esteem to continue. So you see how your belief in yourself and how you view yourself colors everything around you, and therefore colors your behavior, affects your behavior in a very real way, and therefore completely creates your future. It's much easier to trust the flow of life, to take the new ship or the new gun or the new helping tool that's given to you in the video game, because even though you don't know for sure yet, you have learned and you have faith that on the next level you're going to need it. To do that, okay, you have to have a pretty high opinion of self, because it requires you to trust your instincts and your intuition. And you're not going to do that unless you think very highly of yourself. Do you see how all this is tied together? So what the Meeseeks missed in the Jerry episode, but that Beth, his wife, was able to provide, was that confidence. Once he felt that, told you it would be good. Told you. Told you. Let's do the cards. I'll be right back. Hi, Aquarius. Welcome to the second part of your reading. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just watched the funniest interview with Nicholas Braun, the guy who plays Cousin Greg on Succession. I just watched Stephen Colbert berate Nicholas Braun for 3 minutes straight for calling Bill Clinton Bill instead of Mr. President. Oh, that probably doesn't sound so funny anymore, but it was really funny in the moment. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome to your reading. So, it's actually funny that I brought up Succession because it really is part of what I want to talk about today. Not that there's some overblown drama going on at work, although there might be, more about domineering attitudes and what we want to stay away from, what we want to recognize within ourselves as being the thing that pushes and perhaps, you know, twists a little too much till the thing breaks. It's also possible that you met someone that seems, you know, larger than life, and on the surface may seem just so great. You know, the illusion the magician puts on is so compelling, but something in your heart, whether this is someone you met on a social level, romantic level, friendship level, doesn't matter, business, right? Something in your heart is telling you that overthinking you, something in there is like, you know, working, it's not making sense. And by the end of the month, you realize that you're right. But that's okay, because as the sun moves into Sagittarius and as Mercury follows, you get a better chance to meet a better sort of person. Again, whether they're a friend, a lover. What we're talking about here are connections. How you choose to further those connections is, of course, your prerogative. And then we have the Scorpio card, the Four of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. Now, when you are in a fixed season, it is very easy to get into this fixed energy even more, to indulge, right? And that's what you've been doing, and I get it. I get what you're doing, but it's been a little much. I get that you were trying to exert control, perhaps even being a little bit domineering, because you were trying to keep it all together, right? You want to, Four of Pentacles, keep it all together. But what you have to understand is that there is no road between the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. There is no road that takes you from fear of lack and insecurity, fear of inadequacy, feelings of inadequacy, to stable, happy, celebratory, connected life. The only road that will take you from here to here is not a road at all. It's a walk off a cliff. And it's a cliff we want to walk off. It's a cliff you want to walk off. Because the thing is, Aquarius, if it's love, then it's love. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. So why wouldn't we walk off that cliff away from the Four of Pentacles? The Four of Pentacles is the exact opposite of knowing that if something is for you, it will not miss you. The Four of Pentacles is the only reason I have this is because I'm holding on to it so tight that I can't even enjoy it. Matter of fact, I can't even walk around or use my arms and legs. Because if I do, if I move, if I engage in anything except this, what I have will go away. It is the fear that we talked about up here that is manifested in your reality as that Four of Pentacles. You have these feelings up here, or someone makes you feel this way because of how they treat you, and all of a sudden it becomes a question of your value. Once you get there, you start holding on really tight, not just in your mind, but in your reality. You start holding on tight to people, you start holding on tight to ideas. You get rigid. It will always be something that you have to stave off. Just like a Cancer is always going to have to watch that spiral and make sure it's a spiral up instead of a spiral down, you have a different set of responsibilities. If you don't check yourself quite often, you will become rigid. That is what the fixed signs have to deal with. That's what you've been saddled with. But how do you do that? How do you stay flexible when you have a fixed nature? Because what I'm telling you is that your nature can become so exaggerated that it makes you rigid. But how do you get away from your own nature? And should you even? Does this sound like me saying you should be less yourself? Because that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is that intractability, rigidity is not necessarily a feature that you have to have. It's not decided. That's not a given that you have to be this way. You can work. You can acknowledge that there are things on which you get stuck and that you take away from yourself. The eclipse will show you. The eclipse will absolutely show you. And what you will get from it, and what you get moving out of November and into December, you get this sense of wholeness. You are forced, if it's through people not responding, if it's through, kind of crash meetups and then crash breakup, whatever it is, this construct is reminding you as you move into December that you cannot control situations. And it's really, really important for you to get that message now, early, before we get to your season. We have a little bit of time, but we don't have as much as you think. And this is when, we're getting into these months where that rigidity is really going to start to set in if you allow it when we get in Capricorn season. Because they lend themselves to that as well. So you have Sag season now coming up to get real loose with it, to take some risks, to stretch out, let's say, to stretch your mind out a little bit, to really keep this stubbornness to a minimum, this stubbornness that will be the root of all the issues. See this fixed energy here? Right? Why? I understand if it's for a principle or an ideal that you just can't, compromise on, but this is not that. This is something else. This is needing control. And what you're going to realize is when you lose that need, what you're doing is when you seek control, you end up being the one controlled by the need, by the hunger. Once you relinquish your need for control, you become free. Right. I love you so mucho. I'll see you in the extended right now.